Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a super exciting video that I've been wanting to do for a long time, which I know I say in every video, but this time it's true. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the world famous GORDYBEAR1 espresso brownies. So if you want to learn how I make my very special recipe, keep on watching. I am really excited. This is going to be a really fun video, guys. So to start, you need to have a couple ingredients that you always need and some that you don't always need. So first, I always use Duncan Hines or Betty Crocker, but I use the chewy one. And then I use 2 eggs, like it says on the box. But instead of oil, I use melted butter. I know, but it turns out really good, I promise. I use a little bit of chocolate syrup. I use espresso from my local coffee shop, and I use vanilla extract. So let me melt the butter in the oven, and I'll be right back. So first, I'm going to use the pan that I'm going to use for baking the brownies. It looks dirty, but it's not. It's just very well used and loved. I have 2/3 cup of butter, which is like a weird measurement on the stick. So it will tell you on the stick what you need. I have 2 of those and just put them in my pan. And then the oven is preheated to 325, so the butter will melt in there and be melted and nice and yummy. So while the butter is melting, I'm going to get the rest of my ingredients and start combining them, you know? Okay guys, I've got my KitchenAid right here. So firstly, I put in my eggs. Yum. Then I add an amount of vanilla. You guys know how vanilla works. This is pure vanilla extract. It's not imitation. I always get pure. I'm gonna add for the sake of the video, I'll measure probably a teaspoon. Teaspoon and a half. My eggs and vanilla are in there, and then I'm gonna put in a little bit of chocolate syrup. This is optional, but I just put in like a little tiny dollop. About that much. The chocolate syrup will make them just a little bit richer and super yummy. So you're supposed to use 3 tablespoons of water for these brownies. I have 2 yummy shots of delicious espresso I got from Relax. It's just coffee in downtown Mansfield. I don't know if this is going to be full 3 tablespoons. You can supplement the rest with water. It's not going to be the end of the world. So I have a little more than 3 tablespoons, and I'll just drink that later. Okay, so we have our eggs, vanilla, chocolate syrup, and water, espresso, in the brownies. And if you don't want to use espresso, you can use water or milk or something, and it will still be rich and yummy without the caffeine. Do what you will. Most of my ingredients are in there. I'm waiting for the butter to melt out of the oven, and then I will put that in the mix, add the powder mix, and then we will get to mixing. I just said mix a bunch of times, but you know what I meant. Okay guys, the butter's ready. Get my pan holders. Oh yeah. Look how yummy that looks. Okay, so I'm gonna start beating the egg so that way the butter doesn't scramble the egg, you know? Okay, then we're gonna pour this butter in. And the good news is, since I don't have any parchment paper, using the same pan we're going to bake the brownies in to melt the butter is a good idea because the butter will create a non-stick surface and it will also create a really nice bubbly crust around the edge. So I'm actually going to add a little tiny sliver of more butter to create more of a salty, buttery crust on the edge that is going to be super yummy. So now that we have this concoction, it smells like yumminess the third. I'm actually going to get some butter, a little tablespoon left. I'm just going to put it in the bottom of the pan. And yeah, this is a lot of butter, but these are brownies. This is not a arugula salad. So you're going to have to deal with some butter. That's actually plenty. So let's open our Duncan Hines Chewy Fudge Brownie Mix. All right. Ready, y'all? I love the smell of brownie mix. I think it's so yum. And we're just gonna mix it. Is this good content? Okay, guys, see that? This consistency is perfecto. So I'm gonna put it in my pan. Here's my pan, y'all. I would normally put parchment paper on the bottom, but I don't have any, like I said. So this butter is really gonna do a dual purpose of tasting yummy, but also being a non-stick surface so that these brownies come out nice and easy. Kind of fluff it out. And see how the butter is pooling over the top? That's going to create such a yummy crust that you guys are going to die for. Okay, guys. Here's our brownies. I'm going to put them in for 35 minutes because they sometimes come out a little too geary. Put them on the top rack. And I'll be back in about 35 minutes. And then we're going to take them out of the oven and try them. So stay tuned. It's been about 20 minutes. I got in the oven and I flipped the brownies around like 180 degrees. So that way, because my oven's kind of slanted. So I just wanted to make sure that they cook evenly on both sides. So it's 11:34 right now. So I'll probably take it out in about maybe 10 minutes. Okay, y'all. Oh. Okay, y'all. Let's get this roast cooking. Let's see what's going on. Oh. Yum. It might be a little bit overdone. That's all right though. What I'm gonna do now, it's 11:47. I'm gonna let it sit for about 10-15 minutes and then we'll cut them open and see what's going on. Okay guys, it's been about 20 minutes. Let's try these brownies. My microplastic cutting board. You have to have the microplastic one so it adds more flavor. Ooh, they're really deflated. Here, wait. Ooh, they look so good. Let's see if they are good on the inside. The way I take the brownies out, oh, y'all, do you see how the edges are peeling away from the container? That's why you put the butter in there, because it will make it easier to come out. Okay, y'all. So if the edges are not all 100% off your brownies, take your knife and just pull on the edges a little bit. Yeah, this is going to come out so easy. And you know what? If it doesn't, I'll be super embarrassed and I'll have to go into hiding and I'll never make a video again. So, guys, I hope you like all the angles in this video. Ready, y'all? I always cut them into 9. Oh my god. I can feel that these are perfect. Barely any crust left on there. Y'all, that's crazy. All right, y'all. I don't want to eat a whole one right now, so I'm going to cut a little sliver of one. Y'all, that's literally perfect. That could not be more perfect. Okay, let me cut my little sliver out. These taste perfect. Guys, thank you for watching my GORDYBEAR1 world famous brownie recipe. These taste so good. So if you try my recipe, make sure you comment down below. Tag me on Instagram at GORDYBEAR1. I think these are the best brownies ever, especially because I, invented the recipe. Maybe one day I'll try making them from scratch with my modifications instead of from a box with my modifications. Maybe that could be like the sequel to this video. That would be cool. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you comment down below and like the video. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel, because then I'll be world famous and I can share my brownies with more people. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace, y'all.